So once again, good morning, gentlemen. So this video will help you to learn more things about design modeler. As in the last video, we learned the workbench interface, but this video will help you to learn more potential about sketching and how to convert your physical situation into the computational domain. So for doing the geometrical operations, first of all, you need to access the component system, that is geometry. Double click the geometry and that will be replicate into the project schematic. So you can double click here the geometry and you can rename it as sketching, or you can rename it as physical, physical situation to computational domain. So once you double click, you will be seeing the opening of design modeler in the background. So I used the graphical appearance has to be gray color. So if you want to change, you can go to the tools and click the options as well. Click the appearance, change the background color white as both preference 1 and 2. If you use white color, your eye will get suffer. If you use any light colors, that will definitely make sure that your eye will get suffer. Try to use dark colors. But as I so far played with the white color background, so I'm using the same thing. So click OK. Before clicking OK, you just check it out whether your geometrical import is in the preferred geometry as design modeler or not. So there is a good difference between the design modeler and the space claim direct modeler. So design modeler is very flexible to convert your physical situation to the computational domain, where space climb direct modeler will be help you to do the modeling stuff alone. Means that with the help of how you're doing the drafting document in the same fashion, you can create the component. But the flexible options of cleanup stuff is very limited on space climb. So by default, you can use the design modeler and keep OK. That's it. And go to the design modeler and see here, there are three steps you need to follow. First of all, before jumping into the diagrams. So first set the unit system into the comfortable unit in terms of centimeter, millimeter or foot, inches. So I used to play with mostly millimeter. Now the second scenario is, if you are trying to import a geometry from the external source, you can use the file and click the second segment as import external geometry file. The first segment is common as usual, but the second segment onwards, we will be learning all the stuffs. So once you clicking the external geometrical file, so not only the one option we could see, we have the all the geometrical file access options. All the extension files are available. So you can click all geometry files and you can pick the geometry, you can click OK, sorry, open, and set the base plane has to be maybe XY plane or YZ plane or ZX plane, whatever. You can pick, then apply and generate it. So once you do like this, so your geometry will be comes on to the graphical window. Suppose if you don't like this, then you right click and delete it. Simple. So then second segment external geometry file is over. So you can run your script with the help of Java or else Python with the help of this command. So these are all very basic stuff or basic file menu bar. Now the another scenario you need to visit is sketching. So what you setting the preference of XY plane, After the clicking of plane, any plane, you need to go to the sketching and do the sketching stuff. So I clicked the sketching, look at here. So this triad box will help you to flexibly rotate or pan it. Look at here. So click is that so that XY view will come. Once you click this isometric view, so isometric view will become. If you click X, so YZ plane would comes. If you click Y, XZ plane would comes. So previously what I set it is XY plane. So for that view, you can click this look at. So it comes on the proper view. So what you do is next is in the sketching box, we can learn a lot of things. So this sketching toolbox also classified into 5 different sections. The first section is about drawing tool. Second is modify. Third is dimension. Fourth one is constraint. And fifth one is setting. So line command you can use. How do we prepare a line usually? With the help of 2 points or two coordinates, we can generate a line. So point number one and point number two, by the way, we can create a line. See, look at here. So the icon seems to be the clear view of understanding how to generate a line. So the red color two dots is nothing but you need to pinch. By the way, it will be replicating here. So same thing is replicated for all the things too here. So for creating a tangent line, you need a circle. With the help of circle, you can create a tangent line. So the third is also similar like tangent line, but you are going to create a line with the help of two circles. Okay, so for creating a circle, you can come to know how to create a tangent. So now you can click the tangent line. So pick this. So the T is automatically showing. So you can drag. So by the way, it will comes. So now line by the two tangents. So click this and this. By the way, it will be creating a line. Now polyline. Polyline will be helps you to draw multiple edges at a time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that you can create a lot of edges. But at the end of here, don't click escape. So right click and click the opponent so that it will be comes. If you click escape, so what will happen now? It will be gone off. So it's very simple. So if you want to create like a closed loop, so what you do is so right click, close it. So where it is started, there it will be ends. So that is what the polygon. Now the polygon. Polygon is actually minimum number of edges is to be 6. Sorry, minimum number of edges to be 3 and maximum edges to be 36. So if you use 3, triangle would come. If you use 4, a square will come. If you use if you use 6, hexagon or benzene ring will come. So the maximum number of edges you can probably create is 36. So 36 edges will create a perfect circle. So more than that also you can create, but here Ansys is very limited. So look at this option. So if you use 39, look again it comes like 36 alone. So this polygon is limited to 36, minimum is 3 and maximum is 36. So in order to delete all the things, you can use this click button, I mean box button to select all and click delete so that it will be deleted. So look at the warning symbol. You cannot able to delete the axis, origin or end point or fixed point. So apart from that, all things will be deleted. Look at here. Click the look at. Now the next thing is rectangle. So you can use rectangle for the help of 2 points. So auto fillet means means that the default fillet values will be considered as a rectangle with the fillet. So how it created, no? So look at in the modify. So here the fillet value is 2.5. The same fillet is taken on here in the drawing. Okay, that is why this auto fillet is accessible. So rectangle by the 3 points, 1, 2, 3. So inclined rectangle you can create probably with the help of this. Then oval command, then circle, then line by the three tangents. So tangent number 1, 2, and 3. By the way, in middle you can create a circle. So arc by tangent 1, 2. That's it. So now arc by the 3 points. What you can do is 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, you can expand or you can contract. By the way, it will comes third point. So arc by the center, so 1, like that you can create a curve edge. So ellipse, you can use a major and minor axis with the help of this. And spline, so since it is a polynomial curvature, right click, the same like open it. So similarly, you can do right click, open it with fit points. So this fit points will help you to move flexibly during the modification point. So construction, so you can roughly create some construction point. So look at here, this axis, it is expanding, but here it is not expanded. But after you pinching, so the axis is also expanding. So next is construction at the point intersection. So this axis is intersected with this curvature. So that point at the intersection came. Now, what I'm going to teach you is modify. So in the modify, what you can do now, first of all, in the draw, the flexible options you can, modify is used to blend your sketch tools. So how I'm going to proceed is, so click the box select to delete all the things. So construction point can't be deleted since I told you. So go to the single select. So click the rectangle, deselect the auto. So rectangle by 3 points. So take one oval. So take one circle because I'm going to modify all the things now. So fillet, you can set the dimensions of the radius, maybe 5. You can pinch to these two edges, so it will becomes like 5 mm. Since it is a 100 mm axis, that is why it is showing only the 5 mm. So chamfering, maybe I can use 50. So that how it will works now. 1, 2. Look at here. This is how it will be created. Then for the corners, before talking about the corners, first delete this to one so that it will works properly. So delete this. So now you can use the corner. So select the two edges so that it will be creating the corners. So extend. Extend is a line where it is extended till the nearest edges. If you ignore the axis, or if you are not clicking the ignore axis till the axis, it will be stopped. If you are clicking the ignore axis, it is ignoring the axis. Then after the axis, what is the nearest edge? So till that it will be created. For example, let me undo this and click the extend. So without ignore axis, I'm selecting, look till the axis it is created. Maybe if you are enabling the ignore axis, then it is comes to the nearest edges, means that it is ignoring the axis and the nearest edges, whatever it is, till that it will be extended. The next is splitting the edges. So you can splitting the lines or you can splitting the edges. So when I'm moving my cursor button and keeping on here, it is seems to be red color. So it is big red color. So I'm split it into two way. So now look, 1, 2. So this is the purpose of, the purpose of splitting is very essential in CFD 2D problems. So then drag, you can drag it, you can drag it, can drag it, can drag or contract, you can do it. Then cut options, you can right click, select right click, then end or paste handle. So click on nearby and move it here and do a copy. So look at here at the paste time. So it is showing that R is R and F. R is nothing but rotation and F is nothing but the scaling factor. So if you, the R, even if you take 90, 180, since it is a circle, it won't show any big changes. But in the scaling factor, if you use 2 no, so right click by scale by factor F so that it will be bigger. So right click scale by F 1 by F means it will comes normal. Then again scale 1 by F 1 by 2, that is 0.5, it is coming here. So likewise it will be working. So same as move and replicate. So next is duplication. Duplication is very important for different cross section patching problems. So how, I'll tell you. I'm going to take one new geometry and new window in the XY plane. In the first sketch, I would like to create one rectangle as well as one circle. Okay. So now in while you're expanding the sketches, XY plane sketch, so only one sketch is available, right? So you can add one more sketch in the same plane, XY plane, and you can rename it as sketch 2. Fine, that the same. We can take a default name. So go to the sketching and go to the modify, and what you do is, so you can click the duplicate. So click this one, right click, duplicate the selection. That's it. Means that from the first sketch it is taking the duplication. So what I'm going to do is go to the modeling. So pick the uh, first sketch. Both the things are selected, but for the second sketch only this thing is selected. In the first sketch I don't want this one. So what I do is go to the sketching and click this and delete it. Now what we can see is, so sketch number one is this one and sketch number two is this one. So this is how you can do for the different cross-section patching problems. Okay. So what next is, go to the sketching part again. So one more time, you can click the modify tools. I guess I covered all the things except offset and spline. So what you do is take one spline command. So spline one, two, three, four, right click, open end. So similarly, for taking one more rectangle, fine. So come to the modify. So look at here, offset. So you can click this one, right click, end the page selection. Means that you can take a concentric. Not only the circle, you can take other offsets also. So click the offset. So pinch this one. So these three one only. So end, right click, end the selection, place offset. So look at here, look at here, look at here. Maybe if you escape it and do one more time, right click, offset, one, two, three, four, five. Likewise, it will come. Fine. Now spline edit is, click the spline edit. So click the spline so that it will automatically showing where we can place and move it. So this thing you can flexibly adjust it. So look at here how it is working. So look at here. Fine. So modify tools also over. Now dimension tools. So dimension. So generally it will be showing the default way to express the dimensions. So V1 means it is a vertical line and first dimension. So if you go to give the second one, means that horizontal, it is a horizontal line and it is second one. Suppose if you want to see only the dimensional values, so click the down arrow mark button and click the display. So I want to see only the values, not the names. So it will be displaying that alone now. So similarly, click the length or distance. So you can click this with respect to this point so that it will come. Fine. So if you want to edit, you can click here and you can edit it. So radius, so you can pick, this is what the radius are, and diameter, this is what the diameter. And for angle, so this, sorry, you can take, this is perpendicular to this one. It's a default one since it is 90 degree. So it is over constrained. So you can click undo. Maybe probably you can create one more line, and now you come to the dimension part and click the angle. So click these two things. So it will comes like angle 45 degree or 43.647 degree. So these are all on one side. So other side, what I'm going to do is very simple. So look at the semi-automatic. When you are moving your cursor button into the graphic window, it will be automatically indicating all the stuffs. So look at here, one. So look at this, three. You can pinch however you want to move it. So till it is showing the completely blue color, look at it. Now only it is turning. Still it is not turning blue color. So it is quite turning slowly. one by one that blue color. Now look at here. All things are properly constrained. Okay. Suppose if you don't like, so I mean, simply delete it, or you can create by new one, or you can undo it, or you can box select and delete it. So how do you edit it? No. So this edit option is not that much required, since you know how to click directly. You can pinch it and you can move your things one like that. You can move it and drag it, click and drag. This is how you can do it. By the way, the same fashion, you can animate your dimensions 3 cycles or 4 cycles. Means that how your sketch is getting, uh, what is it? You can inspect it whether this sketching is perfectly suitable for your geometry or not with the help of this animations. So you can click, look at here. This is how that particular point will be animating. This is what the purpose of dimensions. So now, so I'm creating a new one because it's so congested looking. That is why. So click the rectangle, inclined one, normal line, circle, and one oval. So now come to the constraint part. In the constraint part, you can see fixed one. So if it is fixed one, turn to black color. Based on this, the other geometry will be taking the reference for identifying the dimensions. So next is horizontal. You can click this one so that it will comes like horizontal. So click undo. So if you click vertical and click this one so that it will becomes like vertical. So after that, once again click undo and click the perpendicular. So this line is perpendicular to this one, means that it is perpendicular comes. So then tangent. So this is for tangent to this one. So the circle will be moved since it is fixed one. Okay. Then coincident. So you can make these circles are all coincident by the center points. So like that you can make a coincident. So like that you can do it. Fine. So if you don't like, so use undo option to keep everything in the previous position. So similarly, midpoint is not that much important. So now come to the symmetrical part. So click this symmetry. So select these two lines so that it will comes here. Again, click the select new symmetrical axis. Select this one. So pick these two things so that it will come like proper in the middle. So I hope so you understood. So next is parallel. So for parallel, this must be parallel to this one. So this is also constant, this is also constant, so it can't be comes together. So what we can do is, so this is perpendicular to this one. So this is also over constraint. So maybe you can draw another one line. So click the constraints, click the parallel. So click these two lines. So it comes like parallel. And now concentric. So this must be falls under this one, so that it will comes like concentric. Okay. So then equal radius. So I want to set this radius and this radius, both the radius are common. Means that you can click equal radius, then equal length you can define it. So this length and this length, you can make it equal length like that. Equal distance and auto constraints, you can do whatever you like. Fine. So next is setting. So in the settings, you can do the little convenient way to draw your sketches. So you can click the 2D, means that it will comes like 2D graphical window. I mean graph window. So look at here. So I mean the along the x-axis, that is major grid spacing, and y-axis, that is I mean inner side minor steps per major. We can define the lengths on here. So snapping is very essential for drawing your sketch on perfectly from the uh, ordinance. Okay, for example, if you draw a line from the middle, it will not create it. Since we enable the snap, so it will start from here. Even though I picked here, so the nearest one it will be considered. It will not falls on any of the middle, or it will not embedded on the middle. So it will start from ordinate only. Suppose if you deselect the snaps, what will happen now? Look at here sketching. So I can draw sketch from here and it will end from here. So the previous sketches is starting from any of the merging locations. I mean, um, allocating locations, we can say, better words. So major grid spacing is about a 10 mm and the minor step sizing per major is 10. Means that so outside also 10 and inside also 10. If you suppose if it's set this thing to 20, look at here. So the outside is 10. Okay. So inside is 20 now. How do you see? Once again, you go to the zoom. So now you could see 1, 2, 3. I mean, if you take only this box 20 along the X and 20 along the Y, this is what the minus steps per major. So snaps per major is like one. For every one it should supposed to take. So it should not skip the middle two or three and all. So this is what the sketching stuff. So next is operation stuff and very important. How do we convert 1D, 2D and 3D geometry? The conceptualized designs are available. So the further video will brings you more knowledge about the creating of uh, the geometry on here and how to convert the 1D and 2D and 3D as well as how do we repair your geometries. That is what.